Alright, recently got in some fan mail, and I decided it was time to do another unboxing. Now, I do want to mention that I've actually opened this prior to this video, as you can probably already tell. And this package comes from YouTuber Captain Rolls. I thought he was just sending me some parts for some projects he wanted me to do, but I guess he threw in some other gifts as well. So that's why I decided to do another fan mail unboxing, but let's see what we got here. Alright, gonna go ahead and open up this box here, even though I've already been in it once before. But when I realized what this was, I didn't really dig around too much, so some of this will probably be first reaction. Got an envelope here. I'm guessing this has maybe transfers or possibly even small parts in it. Got, what's this, invoice or... Oh, okay, this is a letter from Eddie. Says, "Hey Corey, I know that I shouldn't be sending you even more stuff, but I did anyways. Thanks for that. Included in this package are some of the needed pieces for some of the projects you currently have going on for me, as well as a couple die-cast cars for you to do up, and finally a couple of gifts that I felt were really up your alley. That's about it for me. Looking forward to seeing you next month. Best regards, Captain Rolls." Okay. Got a hat here. This is a summer hat. Redneck Science. Look at that a little closer here. I got a die-cast car, 1999 Ford Crown Victoria. Packing paper. Here's another box, which I guess has parts in it. What's the customs form say? Model something parts, I can't really read that. A koozie. That's another Redneck Science thing. A couple Hot Wheels in here. Cruella Deville. We got, this would be the Real Riders version of that. That looks pretty nice. And there's just more packing paper and a mystery box. Looks like it has some Matchbox cars in it. Vintage. We'll check that out here in a minute. But that is, nope, there's a couple other things in here. Little plastic piece, set that aside for now. Sticker for Redneck Science sticker. Anything else? Nope, that's basically it. So before we look at the stuff Eddie sent me, I'm sure some of you are probably curious what's in the other two packages. And really all we have here is some Fox transfers for projects that he wants me to do, and also some additional parts for projects. And I don't really need to point out what's all here. You can see for yourself. One thing I am a little excited about is this is the first time I've seen any Alan Gibson parts in the flesh. So yeah, I don't know why. Just find that interesting. So I'm kind of intrigued by this Redneck Science merch that Eddie sent along, and I'm thinking some of this is meant to be a joke, being that I live out in the country, practically in the corner of nowhere, and he's always making comments about me being a redneck. But first thing is we've got this hat here, which you can see says Redneck Science, possibly a mechanic sort of thing, I guess, but I really do like those graphics there. What else can I say about this hat? It's a summer hat, possibly one size fits all, maybe. But I'll be honest, I'm not sure whether to wear this or hang it up somewhere, because I don't really want to wear this to work and get it all covered in dirt and oil and such. Again, it's a really nice hat, I think. But also got a koozie here. You can see we got Redneck Science right there. And I don't often use koozies just because I haven't really noticed where they keep your drink that much colder. A couple degrees colder with it versus without it. Really isn't a significant difference, but I mean, hey, I may use it just because I have it. But lastly, also got this possibly Redneck Science bumper sticker, I guess. Not sure what I'll do with that. I might just throw it in my sticker collection. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, I do quite like this stuff here. Next we'll look at these, what Hot Wheels is calling Cruella Deville. And we've got two variants here. We've got the mainline car and then also the Real Riders car. And we'll look at the mainline one first, which I noticed right away here it says new for 2018, so that tells you when this came out. And it was also the 50th anniversary of Hot Wheels. And I'll just show you what the car looks like here. I remember it was a couple years ago, I sent one of these to Isaac at Watso Videos here on YouTube, but I don't know if he ever received it. Never heard anything. Possibly should have sent him an email. But I'm not going to take these cars out of the boxes just because I don't know what Eddie wants done with these at this time. But you can see basically what's all here. And next we'll look at the Real Riders variant. And it's pretty much the same. I guess I should show the box. 101 Dalmatians artwork there. I actually got a couple of these Real Riders cars. I've in particular got Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters. And then also Squad 51 from Emergency. But yeah, you can see what's all here. And again, not sure what Eddie wants done with these at this time. But I'll get back to him and figure out what he wants. Another piece in that box that I was quite intrigued with was this car here. And as you can see, it's a 1999 Ford Crown Victoria police car. But what really drew my attention to this was I noticed it had the Los Angeles Police Department graphics on it. And those of you that know me will know that I'm a huge fan of the TV show Adam 12. Although this car comes a good 27 years after Adam 12. But when I saw these graphics, I'll admit I got a little excited. And I think I can actually go ahead and take this out of the box without hurting anything. Go ahead and do that here. So here's an up-close look at the car, and the first impression I get from this is obviously it's not like your higher-end Hot Wheels cars. It's kind of a step up from like the cheap Chinese Plastic Fantastic minimal die-cast cars that you get from like the dollar store. This car here does have quite a few imperfections. The paint work's a little rough. The graphics aren't really that clear. That light bar is just atrocious. Although I do notice we have, looks like some equipment on the dash here. And the fact that that's there, I think it shows that there was a little more time and effort put into this car than some of the lower end stuff. I also notice here the Ford badge is a little off to the side of the trunk there. But, I mean, overall, you know, this car doesn't look too bad. It's made to 1/60th scale, so it wouldn't fit in with any of like the 1/64 scale stuff I have. It's just a little bit, I believe, bigger, but realistically, I don't even think this is 1/60th scale. So this is the last thing, being a box inside of a box, and this appears to contain some of the vintage Lesney Matchbox cars. In particular, it looks like we got some dump trucks here. And these are in definitely a played with state. You can see, we'll take a closer look at these. And there is that plastic piece I found in the big box earlier. This is actually a chunk of wheel which came off of this truck right here. Now I believe this is the number 16 Scammell snowplow, and man is this truck in rough shape. I mean, just looking at it, you kind of wonder to yourself, if this thing could talk, what the story would be it would tell about how it got to look this bad. And there's just not one thing right about this. The big thing is it's apparently been repainted very poorly, mind you, and looks like whoever did this used spray paint, and the paint has apparently reacted with the plastic wheels because they're melted in places. The wheel on this side's actually been broken off a little bit. I don't know if that's from the paint or just wear and tear. You can see some of the original paint that the truck had on this side, although it's been heavily chipped. And the bed, looks like there was some sort of gunk in the back of this and somebody just painted over it. I don't even want to know. But apparently the friction block underneath the bed still works. It's holding it up no problem. And one big thing is that you'll notice this truck should have a snowplow on the front, and it's just been snapped off. And apparently that was quite common with these, as kids would break them off and play. But I'm telling you, it's just the condition of this truck. It's in a really sorry state. I wouldn't mind seeing this restored and brought back to its original condition, which I remember Marty of Marty's Matchbox Makeovers, another YouTuber I know. He actually restored one of these trucks right at the beginning of his channel, I believe. But sadly, I haven't seen a lot from Marty as of late. Hopefully he's still alive and well. These next two trucks are definitely in better shape than the first one. And what we have here is the number 46 dumper truck. This one is the worst of the two. It's got excessive amounts of paint missing, and it's also got a few damages to it. First being that the friction block which holds the bed up, it's completely gone. And then I also noticed that there's parts of the frame which are broken here just behind where the hinges are. And then on the driver's side of the truck, the frame's also bent. And also I noticed places where the bed looks to be kinked in a little bit. And also just the excessive amount of dirt all over the truck leads me to believe that it probably spent a good part of its life in a sandbox, probably was even buried for a while, and I think some of the damages are from it being stepped on. The other truck's in better condition, but I do notice we have the same type of damage around the hinges here at the back. But other than a little bit of dirt and a little bit of paint loss, that one's actually pretty good. But like I said, this one here would definitely have to be the worst of the two. But that first one we looked at is definitely the worst out of the three of them. So here's another glance at everything that Eddie sent along. And from what I'm gathering, this stuff here is what he sent for me to keep. This stuff here is projects for me to send back to him, along with this stuff as well. But overall, you know, again, I really do like this Redneck Science merch, and it's definitely great to have more of these vintage Matchbox cars. So before I sign off, I want to give a big thank you to Eddie for all the great stuff he sent in. And this Redneck Science merch definitely has to be the highlight for this unboxing, but I will say that the Matchbox Scammel Snowplow definitely comes in at a close second for me. And I also want to give a big thank you to my viewers for your continued support for both me and the channel, because if it wasn't for you guys, I most certainly would not be producing content for YouTube. It just wouldn't work that day. So your continued viewership and support is very much appreciated. And you know, it was great to finally do another fan mail unboxing, because it's been a while since I did one. And so it was great to just take a break and do something like this again. But again, thank you to Eddie for sending in all this stuff. I will be in contact with you here shortly to discuss details in terms of like projects and what have you. And to the rest of you guys, I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, which will be coming up here shortly.